We're wiring the van. Let's get started. This is a lot of components.
My name's Kyle.
And my name's Melissa.
Together, we've been traveling with our dog Dolly in our Toyota RAV4. We've decided, though, it's time to convert our very own camper van.
So this is the negative cable that is going to be running from the links distributor, or actually through the shunt, into the battery bank. So we need to create the positive cable that is going to be the exact same length. That way it pulls the same amount of energy, there's the same amount of energy loss through each line. So we got to measure that out. Small modification later. I had to trim this down to be able to move it over a little bit more so it would fit in the bracket. Fits great. Now we need to find the distance, including this, to equal the other one. Before I clamp down this one, I wanted to see just exactly how we needed to bend it to curve it around to get to this point right here. Time for the inverter. We are wiring the van today. Could not be more excited to get these lines run throughout the walls, on the roofs, for all of the 120, 12 volt outlets, everything, lights, the refrigerator, the stove top, every single thing that requires power. We're gonna try and do our best to get all of the cables run so that way we can finally bring on our electrical system box that we've been making and get these talking to each other, test lines, get the fan working so then when we're working inside the van it's not so hot and miserable, which is why I have the engine running today for some air conditioning. So let's get started on these cables. I installed a backup camera quite a while ago, but just haven't gotten around to installing the screen, running the cable through, so we're gonna do that right now. Can't forget to label all of these cables. We just finished running all of the 12 volt lines. The 120 volt cables, I accidentally ordered the wrong size gauge, so that is being shipped to me as we speak. But we have it all run, all of the 12 volt lines, which is the majority of them. There's only gonna be a few 120 volt plugs in this entire van. Light fixtures, LED strip tape, the refrigerator, 12 volt fans so that way we can have them blowing on us as we're sleeping. And here is the box. We just moved it in here. So we decided after all, after doing a little bit more research, that we are going to use 14.3 wire for the 120 volt outlets. So instead of having to ship this back to Amazon and buy a bigger gauge, we're just going to use these. As long as we don't run a 20 amp circuit, which I don't plan on doing because I'm planning on everything being on 12 volts, except for like just a couple things, and also just charging our devices and things like that. If we need to like fast charge, then we'll use 120. Along the entire outside of the floor, we need to seal up because there's a gap in between the wall of the van and where the floor ends. There's like small gaps and kind of gets bigger in some areas just from how we had to cut it to get it to fit. So we're gonna use Great Stuff foam to completely seal it, make it waterproof, and then we're also going to run to the store tomorrow, get some mildew resistant paint and paint the entire floor. Even though we're covering it with different flooring for the garage area in the back and then also the main space up in the front, we're still gonna have flooring down, but it'll just help with protecting the wood in case there ever gets moisture or anything like that.
Yeah, it'll be mildew resistant. The next day, we decided that we're gonna just start working at night because it's so dang hot in Tennessee. And we are cutting this. To be honest, it's like not going as well as I had hoped. It's like looking really kind of bumpy. So hopefully it's still waterproof. So we just got all of the foam cut out and now we're ready to go in with primer. This is actually a mildew side, which means if the subfloor ever were to get wet, this will kill all the mold and mildew. It's kind of unnecessary, but just an extra precaution. Why not? It was like 15 bucks for the jar. Let's do it. Oh yeah, so satisfying.
Okay, so we're in this whole week, we're gonna have a whole bunch of rain showers, and so we are trying right now to kind of work in between the rain. So right now we have like a 1 hour pocket where there's not gonna be any rain, so we're gonna try to knock out some of the framing. We got the paint in last night, so hopefully we can get at least some sort of progress on the van today before this rain comes. I'm watching the sky right over here. It's kind of looking a little gnarly here. I'll show you. This is what the sky looks like over here. This is the pocket that we're in, and directly above us, it is basically a storm cloud, especially this direction or over there. You can't really focus this light, but it is a storm cloud. So we picked up these self-drilling screws. They're self-tapping, and they're designed to go from wood into metal. So hopefully these work. Bought a pack of them. Hopefully I don't have to return these. So I think we've gone back and forth maybe, I don't know, 10 times in the past week of in what order we're going to be doing things.
Are those fireworks?
So I think we have finally come to the conclusion that we are going to finish the framing, hopefully tonight, and then get the walls put on. So I need to go pick up the very, very thin plywood that we're gonna put on tomorrow. And then we should be able to get the walls, the ceilings, everything insulated, fixed, and ready to go for the cabinets to be installed to the studs through those panels. So that way it's a seamless transition. There's no like weird like cabinet and the boards like kind of running into it and anything like that. So that's the plan for tonight, is finish the framing so then we can pick up the wall panels tomorrow, and then we should be able to build the cabinets, get them attached, and be off to the races. We just went and picked up more screws. We ran out of the wood to metal screws that we had bought, so we got a big giant case this time. I don't think we're gonna run out anytime soon. That's enough for tonight. To the gym we go.